Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to check out the rest of the content. And if you like what you see, what do I always tell them on my channel, y'all? If you like what you see, subscribe. So we're gonna get straight into the video. If you are new to the channel, this is a series. I am going to leave the rest of the videos that you guys need to watch in the description box down below before you watch this video. And then when you get done watching all those other videos, you can come back and watch this. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Stop what you're doing. Just give the video a thumbs up or whatnot. And I want to get straight into it. So boom. Let's go ahead and finish this series. I want to finish this series. So I was going to give you guys this video next week, but your girl want to finish this series because I'm tired of the think pieces. I'm tired of the think pieces. I'm tired of all, I'm just, your girl is tired. You feel me? Snooze fest. I'm tired. Let's give a couple of disclaimers before we get started. So for starters, I do not appreciate you guys telling me that I have bad friends. I do not feel like I have bad friends. I've been friends with a lot of my friends since we were young. I feel like I weeded out all my bad friends. And just because you guys don't like the advice that my friends gave me in this series does not make them bad friends. You know what I mean? I feel like we have to be careful when we form our own opinion. You guys cannot form an opinion and say that my friends are bad just because your guys don't like the advice that they gave me. And on top of that, a lot of you guys were saying that I had bad friends because they were siding with Legion. But throughout this series, y'all been siding with Legion. So I'm confused. So I'm not getting it. Can y'all side with Legion only and nobody else can side with him? Because it's been a lot of people on this guy's side throughout this whole series. But as soon as I tell you guys that my friends felt like some of the things that I did wrong was bad, all of a sudden I have bad friends and they're giving me bad advice. No. And some people were commenting saying that, why didn't my friends tell me to leave him? My friends told me to leave him, y'all. None of my friends was siding with Legion. None of my friends liked Legion. But my friends got to a point in time where they felt that I was not going to leave him. So they began to give me advice on how I had to maneuver around dealing with him, because they did not feel like I was going to leave him. The advice that they gave to me in the beginning was that they wanted me to leave him, y'all. None of my friends was saying, girl, stay with him. None of my friends was giving that. My friends was pissed that I was staying with him. But over time, they kind of felt that I wasn't going to leave. So they just start giving me advice on what to do while dealing with him. You know what I mean? As they should. I feel like my friends, not too much of my friends, y'all. My friends are very cool. And they didn't like the comments. They wasn't really fucking with the comments. You know what I mean? So let's get straight into it. Where I last left off was that the girl messaged me, and this is what she said. I want to be very intentional with this part of the series. She DM'd me and she said, hey, I swear I do not mean no harm. I just want to know, for me, do you date or do you talk to Legion? That's what she messaged me and said. And I messaged her back basically saying, can I call you? And the reason why I wanted to call her was because you guys have to understand, I do not know this girl. She don't know me. And I don't want to text something and she goes and she sends it back to him. She goes and be messy. I don't know this girl from a can of paint. So I wanted to get on the phone with her because I did not want her to go back and text this guy. And honestly, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who this girl was. I didn't know her at all. And I didn't know what to do. So in that moment, I told her, if you want to speak to me, you do have to get on the phone with me, just because of the simple fact that I don't really know you like that. You know what I mean? So she tells, mind you, when the girl texted me this stuff, she texted me 2 days ago. I opened the message 2 days later, and when I opened the message, I opened it around 1 a.m. So when I messaged her back, I tried to call her, but the calls were not going through because it was in the morning and I'm pretty sure she was sleeping. So around 8 a.m. in the morning, she woke up and she messaged me back and was like, hey, I'm up And I told her, hey, okay, if you could call me, that would be fine. Because at this time, I was on my way to the airport. I was getting ready to go to New York. And she ends up telling me that she's not comfortable calling me because she doesn't know me. And I told her straight up, well, if you don't call me, I'm not going to communicate with you because I don't know you either. And I don't want no like messages to be sent to anybody. I don't know what's going on. And you came to me. I didn't come to you. You know what I mean? So if you gonna come to me and ask me questions about this guy, you need to come to me in the manner that I want you to come to me, because you came to me and I did not come to you, if you get what I mean. So she ends up stop being a pussycat. I'm childish. She ends up stop being a pussy and she ends up calling me, right? So she calls me and she's like, hey girl. And I'm like, hey, how are you? Mind you, I'm on the way to the airport. Like I'm in my car or whatnot. And she's like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you because I'm not too sure. And I just let her talk. Like I let her say what she has to say. I'm very quiet on the phone. So this girl, we're going to give her a name. We're going to call her Barbara. Okay, we're going to call this girl Barbara. So the girl Barbara, she says, hey, I just want to let you know I've been Legion's girlfriend since 2021. She said on and off. She said I've been dating him. And she tells me that she lives in the DMV area. She doesn't live in Houston. So she tells me that she lives in the DMV area. And she said that she's been his girlfriend on and off since 2021. She also tells me that she seen me on his page, because this was around the time where me and Legion used to follow each other. And she tells me that she saw me on his page last year during, like, I think she said during September, October-ish. And she said that she asked him about me. She said that she just had a feeling that he was dealing with me, because if you guys go to my Instagram, I think it's like 9,000 if you guys following me, and I'm only following back under 1,000. So that she brought that up, and she basically said like my racial following is very off. Like she said that she could tell that I don't really follow people unless I know them. And so she said the fact that I was following Legion kind of raised a red flag to her. The fact that I was in Houston kind of also raised a red flag to her, because she was thinking to herself, you know, my nigga's in Houston too. Like, what is he doing following this pretty girl? I'm childish. So she's just saying all that. I'm just letting her talk. Like, you know, I'm letting her spill her tea or whatnot. And then she tells me that she asked Legion about me. And this guy... Do y'all want to hear what this fool told this girl? This fool told this girl... This boy told her that he works with my sister. Now, y'all, if you guys been watching my channel for years, have I ever told you guys I had a sister? Like, y'all comment that down below. Like, y'all stop what y'all doing right now and y'all comment that down below. Have I ever told you guys that I had a sister? Like, have I ever told any of you guys that I had a sister? If I have, y'all let me know down below. But according to my motherfucking mind, I have never told you guys that I had a sister. So when she told me that, I just started laughing, y'all. Like, I just started laughing because I was just like, oh my God. Like, I know this nigga did not say that he worked with my sister. And let's just go with Legion's word. Like, let's just say that he did work with my sister. Why are you following me? Like, that don't even make sense if you really think about it, because why are you following me if you work with my sister? You should be following my sister, not me. And so when she told me that, I told her straight up, girl, I don't have a sister in the States. Because I do have a sister, but this sister of mine lives in Nigeria. I don't have no sisters in the United States of America. I only have a brother that I always talk about and you guys always hear me talk about. So when I told this girl that I do not have no sisters, she was shocked, y'all. Like, she was shocked. She was not happy. And she was like, you don't have a sister? I'm like, no, girl, I don't have a sister. Like, why would you even believe that, nigga? I don't have a sister. So then she continues to talk and she says that she knew something wasn't right because she saw me in his apartment one day taking pictures in his mirror. Now, let me bring this up. There was a point in time where Legion got upset at me for taking pictures in his mirror, but he tried to do it in a different manner. Okay, so I had went to Legion's house one day and Legion and me, we were just hanging out all day, and he had work at night. Remember I told you guys Legion used to work night shift, so he had work at night. So he was getting ready for work, and while he was getting ready for work, taking pictures in front of his mirror in his restroom, and he ended up getting a little upset at me, and he told me, why you always taking pictures in my mirror? And he was like, you know, I'm getting ready, like you're blocking the area for me to walk. Mind y'all, I was not blocking the area at all for this guy to walk. This guy was able to walk to and fro perfectly. Up telling me, you're blocking the area for me to walk, like why are you always taking pictures in the mirror, this and that. And I told him, I'm like, damn nigga, if you don't want me to take pictures in your mirror, just say that. Because in my honest opinion, I really thought about it. I'm not blocking no area for you to walk. Like throughout the video, you can literally see this boy walking to and fro perfectly fine. I'm not blocking no area for you to walk. I feel like you capping. And a part of me kind of felt like, why doesn't he want me to take pictures in front of his mirror? Like I didn't know, like something wasn't right about that. Like what he was trying to portray to me was not right. He was trying to portray that I'm blocking the way, or like I'm stopping him from getting ready. But in my heart, I kind of felt like he's hiding something, because why don't you want me to take pictures in front of your mirror? And I remember even telling him that, because I remember saying like, damn Legion, like you hiding something, because why you don't want me to take pictures in front of your mirror? And he started laughing. Like he was like, man, I'm not hiding nothing, you just blocking the way, you just blocking the way. Now let's get back to the story time. So Barbara ends up telling me that that she's seen me in his restroom taking pictures in front of his restroom in his mirror, and she confronted him. And that is when he says, okay, I'm cool with her too, I'm cool with her sister, so I'm cool with her as well. Okay, Legion, let's rewind this back. You said you worked with my sister. You never once mentioned that you worked with me. And even if you are cool with my sister, why are you cool with me? Like, that don't even make sense. So when she's telling me the story, I'm literally just laughing, because all I could fucking do is laugh. Like, this is a joke at this point to me. Like, I feel like I'm on punked. You know what I mean? Like, this is a joke to me at this point. So I'm just laughing. And then she tells me that she's been watching me since last October of last year. Mind you, I did not know this girl from a can of paint. I have never seen this girl before until she DM'd me. This girl tells me that she's been watching my stories, stalking my Instagram since last year of October. She kind of felt that he was doing something that he had no business doing. But he kind of tried to paint me out like I was his homegirl. Like how he tried to do with all the other girls that I used to confront him about. He used to tell me that those were his homegirls. He did the same thing to me, to this girl. Mind you guys, this is his girlfriend. Let me emphasize it. This is his girlfriend. This is not a girl that he's dating. This is not a girl that he's just talking to. This is his actual girlfriend since 2021, y'all. So then she gives me a timeline of him and her dating. She tells me that they were dating, but then she said in July, in the beginning of July, she broke up with him. She didn't really tell me why she broke up with him, but she told me she broke up with him. And the beginning of July of 2023 is when I met him. And if you guys do not remember, I met him on Hinge. So my guess is when she broke up with him, he went to go start a Hinge, and he went to go on Hinge. Or maybe he was already on Hinge, and you know, who knows. But I met him in the beginning of July of 2021. I mean, not 2021, 2023. So then she says that they got back together at the ending of August. They only broke up for a month, y'all. Now, do you guys remember the story time where I stated that he posted a song of Rod Wave on his story, and he said the song of Rod Wave was basically titled Home Ain't Home? And if you guys do not know that song by Rod Wave, it's basically Rod Wave just saying how he misses his ex, misses the girl that he used to fuck with. Home ain't home for him anymore. He misses her so much, right? He posted that for her because it confirmed it, because the timeline that she gave me of when they got back together was around the time that he had posted that Home Ain't Home for her. So for you guys that were commenting saying that I was doing a lot for spazzing out over a story, I was not doing a lot for spazzing out over the story time. I was right all along. He made that story for her. He was trying to speak to her through his Instagram, basically saying, I miss you, come back, right? While she's telling me this story, y'all, I'm laughing. Like the whole time, I'm just laughing because I for a second thought I was crazy. But it's like when she called me, it's like God let me know, babe, you're not crazy. Like, I got you. Like, when I say I got you, I got you. You just gotta listen to me. Talk to you, you listen to me, and you keep it pushing. You don't second guess me. It's like God was telling me that throughout the whole time that she was talking to me. God was just telling me, like, when I tell you something, you listen next time, okay? And you actually do some action behind it. Like, you don't second guess yourself. Also told me that he goes to the DMV area to see her all the time. So all those times that he was traveling to the DMV area and he was saying that he was going to see his guy friends and all this stuff, and he was making up all these stories, he was lying. He was going to see her, which I wasn't too surprised. I had a feeling that he was going to see a girl in the DMV area. I just did not have no proof. And then she also tells me that he just always basically said that he's just friends with me. Like, we're not doing anything. Me and him are just friends. And we know each other through my sister, right? I don't know who the fuck my sister is. Y'all gotta ask Legion. So after she tells me everything, she asks me to explain to her who I am. So then I start explaining who I am. I tell her that we met in July. Mind you, I did not tell her that we were on Hinge. I didn't tell her we met on Hinge. I just said we met in July. I told her that we went out on dates and stuff like that. And I told her that he was even talking to me about being in a relationship. And she said, a relationship? And I was like, yeah, he was talking about being in a relationship with me. And she's like, when? And so I said around like September, October-ish, we were supposed to be talking about a relationship. Now, tell me why. She ended up breaking up with him around that time. So she broke up with him again around September, October-ish. And the reason why she said she broke up with him was because she watched my story one day and she said that I was dolled up. I looked like I was going to a fancy restaurant. Mind y'all, can y'all believe somebody watching me but I ain't watching them? Like, imagine a girl watching your stories. Mind y'all have to understand, because a lot of y'all follow me on Instagram, I don't really look at who watches my stories. And then on top of that, I can't look at my story and be like, oh, that's Legion's girl, because I'm just thinking maybe that's just one of my subscribers watching me. You know what I mean? So I had no idea that this girl's been watching me since last year. I had no idea, y'all. I'm just like out the loop type shit. So she tells me that she was watching my story one day, that I looked like I was going to a fancy restaurant. And then she said right after I was at that fancy restaurant, I ended up at Legion's house. And she said that she was so angry because she kind of felt that he took me out on a date. She confronted him. She wanted to confront him and tell him, you took her out on a date. But she is in law school. This girl is in law school, Barbara. Barbara's in law school, and she told me that she had a test coming up the next day and she did not have the energy or the capacity to argue with Legion. So she just ended up texting him and telling him, I'm done with you, I'm breaking up with you. And he didn't even care. Like, he had this like nonchalant, I don't care attitude, and she broke up with him, and that was that. But then she went to go back with him, he said that he never went out on a date with me that day, that he doesn't know what she's talking about, and she's always assuming. Same shit that he told me, y'all. That's the same shit he was telling her. She's always assuming and stuff, and she doesn't have no proof. Like, basically, he gave her the same line that he gave me, right? So she tells me all these different dates that he used to come to DMV. She also tells me that she used to visit Houston a lot. So when Legion got scared that I popped up at his house, Legion got scared that I popped up at his house because he didn't want me to do that. He didn't want me to make that a routine, because his girlfriend used to always be in Houston coming to see him. Also, do you guys remember that wine glass that I had seen in Legion's living room? I had seen a wine bottle in his living room. She kind of gave me the same type of timeline, and she was in Houston around that time that I seen that wine bottle in his living room. And then I don't know if you guys remember, Legion said that his parents came to visit him. And when I looked at the wine bottle, he came up with the excuse that that was his parents' wine bottle, that wasn't his wine bottle. Now we're talking, right? And I told her, I'm like, well, you don't have to worry about me, hun. I said, because Legion cut me off because I hit him. I told her straight up. I said, he cut me off because I hit him. So you don't have to worry about me anymore. Yeah, we're done. I ended up hitting him, and he doesn't want to talk to me anymore because I hit him. So you don't have to worry about me no more. But I told that girl straight up. I said, Barbara, he has many other girls, okay? And if you choosing to stay with this boy and you thinking, oh, him and her don't talk no more, we good. Trust me, this nigga has many other girls that he talks to and that he entertains. So if you think that I'm the only girl, you're wildly mistaken. So she's on the phone and she's talking to me and she's like, bro, like, I'm done with that nigga. Like, I'm done with him. This is and that. Like, I cannot believe that that nigga would do that to me. Like, she's just, you know, running a mile a minute. Like, she's like, I'm done with him. I can't believe that nigga would do that to me. Da da da. Like, she's just talking, right? And I'm like, yes, girl. And and she's like, why'd you hit him? And I ended up telling her the story that I told y'all or whatnot, and she's like, are you kidding me? And I was like, yes, there was this girl named such and such calling him as well, and the girl's name that I said resonated with her. She told me that every time Legion would come to DMV, that same girl would be calling him too, and she would be asking him, who is that? And he'll be like, that's my homegirl, that's my homegirl. Of course, lying, right? She told me that she's been thinking he's been doing weird shit for years, but she's never had no proof. She said that she even had to unfollow him on Instagram because he was driving her crazy, because his following account will always go up and he will always be following girls from the Houston area, and whenever she would confront him on it, he would say, that's my homegirl, that's my homegirl. So then let's get into this next set of events. So then we start talking about the Corvette situation. I don't know if you guys remember, Legion got his Corvette stolen back in the beginning of this year. That's what he says, right? So she tells me that they broke up around the time that she seen me go on that fancy date with him in October. She said that they broke up because of that, but they ended up dating again in December. I don't know if you guys remember in the story time that I told you guys that Legion was acting mad weird with me. He wasn't really texting back like that. He was taking days to respond around that Christmas time. The reason why Legion was taking days to respond around that Christmas time was because he had just got back together with her, and she actually came out to Houston to spend time with him. So he did not want to get caught up with me texting him, and Legion knew that if he ignored me, that I was gonna leave him alone. So that's what he did. That's what he did best. He decided to ignore me so I can leave him alone. Now we bring up the Corvette situation, and Barbara ends up telling me that she was with him when he bought his Corvette, and that she was with him when his Corvette got stolen. So I'm like, oh my God. I was like, so what happened? Because I always kind of felt that the story that Legion told me with the Corvette was a little fishy. You know what I mean? So when I was on the phone with her, I took that as a prime opportunity to ask her about it. So I asked her, I'm like, so what happened with the Corvette? Legion told me that he got into like some legal trouble with the Corvette. He said that he found the person who stole the car, and you know, the police was charging him with an offense of assault with a deadly weapon or something like that. She was like, girl, what are you talking about? She asked me, girl, what are you talking about? And I'm like, huh? Bitch, I'm like, do I need to repeat myself? Bitch, I almost turned into Lil Wayne. Excuse my charisma, block with respect. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? So I repeated myself again, and I'm like, Legion said he got into some legal trouble and he had to get lawyers because somebody stole his car, and he went to go get the car back, and he might be charged with something. She started laughing, y'all, and she said, that nigga is lying. That nigga did not get charged with nothing. Do y'all see how much of a liar he is? We focus so much on how much Legion was a narcissist that I didn't even get to really focus on how much Legion was a pathological liar. This boy made up a whole sob story about him about to face jail time and that he's depressed and all this stuff so he could gain sympathy from me, so I could feel bad for him, so I could fuck with him again. This girl said that he did not get arrested. None of that shit happened. She said that he just got his car stolen. That was that. And she was in Houston when it happened. So I believed her. Remember when I told you guys in the story time that I told him that he needed to pray because of the situation of him facing jail time and all that stuff? Y'all, the reason why he was quiet as hell when I told him to pray was because I'm pretty sure Legion wasn't praying. I'm pretty sure Legion was quiet because Legion knew that if he prayed to God over a lie, that God was going to get his ass. And I kind of felt weird about him being quiet during the prayer because A girl like me was expecting him to really pray for real. Like, I was expecting him to pray over the situation that he had going on and pray out loud. But this boy literally just prayed quietly. Because this guy wasn't praying. He was lying about his situation. Nothing was going on with no Corvette. Nothing was going on with him about to face jail time. The only thing that happened was that Legion car got stolen. That was that. He was not about to face no jail time. And he was not dealing with no assault with a deadly weapon. This boy made up a whole story in his stupid ass brain to garner sympathy from me. And I'm over here feeling bad for this dumb ass boy. Meanwhile, this boy is lying about everything that he got going on so I could freak with him again. You guys remember when Legion said that he was on the plane and he wasn't on the plane? That girl told me that Legion was on his way to DMV to see her. And the timeline that she gave me kind of let me know that Legion wasn't on the plane when he said that he was on the plane. So Legion was not on the plane when he said he was on the plane. He was lying about it. I don't know what Legion was doing that night. He was probably hanging out with another girl or probably doing some other sneaky shit. But he was not on the plane around that time. Then she told me that she just cooked for his mother the other day. Like, she knows his mom. She's cool with his mom. Legion told me that his mom doesn't live in the DMV area anymore. Legion told me that his mom lives in South Carolina. And I told the girl, I'm like, wait, I thought Legion's mom lived in South Carolina. This girl burst out laughing so hard, y'all. Like, when I say she burst out laughing, y'all, she's laughing so hard. And she's like, girl, who told you that Legion's mom lived in South Carolina? And I said, Legion told me that. And she said, girl, Legion's mom lived in the DMV area and has always lived in the DMV area. She said, from what I know, I don't think Legion's mom has ever lived in South Carolina. So this guy lied about where his mother lived. Another thing is, I asked Legion, do you get along with your sibling? He said, yes, I love all my siblings. We all get along. He's naming all his brothers. He said he made it seem like he had one big happy family. Like, that was the vibe he gave to me. I'm talking to Barbara. Barbara tells me that him and his brother don't get along at all and haven't talked in years. Like, they fell out and they don't talk at all. And she said that the brother don't talk to Legion because Legion lies a lot. And Legion is always doing weird stuff. And they don't get along at all. But the way Legion told me, Legion made it seem like he get along with all his siblings. Legion made it seem like he get along with all his mom and his dad. He made it seem like he get along with everyone in his family. And that is the reason why I called him Legion, y'all. Because if you guys did not watch that Risa Tisa story, I don't know if you guys remember in the Risa Tisa story that the real Legion was trying to make it seem like he was cool with his brother and that he was on the phone every day with his brother. But when Risa Tisa caught up with his family, she found out that his brother hated Legion's guts and him and Legion hadn't talked in years because of the fact that Legion lied a lot and did a lot of weird shit. This was like the same shit. Like, from what this girl was telling me, this was the same shit. I even forgot to add this in the story time, but I ended up bringing up the Risa Tisa situation to the girl. And I asked her, did she watch that series? And as soon as I asked her, did she watch that series? The first thing she said was yes. And when she was watching the series, the real Legion reminded her of our Legion. So if you guys think I'm playing with the way this guy acted, no, like, this guy lied about everything. This guy was very narcissistic. He was kind of like, he was just weird. Like, he was very weird. So she even said that she felt that she was watching our Legion when she was watching the Risa Tisa series. But when I talked to Legion, Legion made it seem like he was super duper cool with his siblings. And I told Barbara that. And Barbara was like, girl, Legion is not cool with his older brother. Him and his older brother do not talk. They do not get along at all. They fell out a long time ago. So I'm really just thinking, like, who did I date for all these months? You have a girlfriend. You're not cool with your sibling. Your parents do not live in South Carolina. All these times that you've been traveling back to the DMV has been to see this girl. You lied and you said that I'm your co-worker's sister and that me and you are just homegirls. You just did entirely too much. Like, you did too much. You lied about your Corvette. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're just mad weird. This is the thing that she told me that kind of made me say, what the... She's like, he says he hates Houston. And when she told me that, I'm like, girl, that boy is lying. Because I always ask Legion. I always say, do you like Houston or not? Like, I always ask Legion, do you like Houston or not? And he be like, I love Houston. I'm going to start a family out here. Ain't nothing in the DMV area. I'm never going back to the DMV area. This is and that, blase, blase. Like, he always would give the whole 9 about the DMV area and how he never wants to go back and how he wants to start a family out here or whatnot. Tell me why this girl tells me that Legion was telling her, I hate Houston so much. I cannot stand Houston. I want to come back home. I don't know why I got a job out here. I regret working out here. I hate the people out here. And tell me why every time this girl said that, every time Legion went back home to the DMV area, he was applying to jobs. Now, if you guys remember my story time last time, I told you guys that Legion was trying to move on my side of town to move outside of the city and live in the outskirts of Houston. But this girl is here telling me that Legion is over here applying to jobs in the DMV area so he can move back to the DMV. And then on top of that, Barbara was like, I never really believed that he was fully trying to move back. She said because when I would ask him about the status update of his applications and his interviews, he would be acting mad weird, this and that. And I told Barbara straight up, that nigga ain't trying to move back to the DMV area. Like, I'ma just keep it a buck with you. It's too many bad bitches out here in Houston, and a nigga like Legion is a player. He get his dick wet all around town, you feel me? And I'm not even I'm not trying to say that the girls in the DMV area are not pretty or nothing like that. I ain't trying to say nothing like that. But what I will say is that Houston girls are a different type of pretty. And I'm not even adding myself in that equation. I'm just saying in general. When you go to different cities and you touch down in Houston, you notice the difference between cute and gorgeous. Houston girls are gorgeous, and Legion is a womanizer, Legion is a player, and Legion has a sex addiction. What makes you think that Legion wants to move back to DMV? He don't want to move back to DMV. He's just telling you that he wants to move back to DMV to make you happy. But overall, he don't want to go back to DMV. And even if he does go back to DMV, he'll probably go back to DMV to make you happy. But he don't want to go back to DMV. Because every time I ask this boy about how he likes Houston, he always told me that he loves this city. You could just tell that she's pissed. Like, you could tell, like, she's just very pissed by everything that's going on. I'm pissed too, because I'm just like, I knew it. Like, I knew this guy was doing something that he had no business doing. I didn't know, like, I didn't know the full proof, but I just always felt like a weird feeling about Legion. I always felt that he was up to no good or whatnot. So we're just talking about the situation. Mind y'all, I'm damn near about to park my car because I ended up parking my car. You know how you go to the airport and you park your car at one of them like park and fly areas, and then you take the shuttle to the airport, right? So I ended up parking my car to the airport, and we're just talking more about the situation or whatnot. And she's just telling me that she's been confronting him about me for months, and he's been telling her that she doesn't have anything to worry about. And I asked her, I'm like, what about me, other than the fact that he was following me and my following ratio is so different? What about me kind of gave off the vibe that you knew off rip that he was talking to me? And she was like, you're a very pretty girl. She said, I just seen a very pretty girl with big titties, big ass. And she was like, he gotta be fucking with her. You know what I mean? And I was just laughing or whatnot. I'm gonna give a description to Barbara. Barbara was a big girl. She was a big girl. She was bigger than me. She had a nice shape, but she was a very, very big girl. And in my honest opinion, give me Barbara was not an ugly girl, but she wasn't the prettiest girl. I'm just going to be honest. And I know some people might feel some type of way about me talking about her looks, but I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. She wasn't the prettiest girl, but she wasn't an ugly girl either. But she just wasn't the prettiest girl, in my honest opinion. This is how I feel, y'all. If you guys feel some type of way about that, my bad. If she's watching and she feels some type of way, my bad, girly. If you think I'm ugly too, then shit, we all just think everybody ugly, you feel me? But this is just how I feel. And like I said before, I didn't think she was ugly, but I didn't think she was the prettiest girl, right? And Barbara's older than us. Barbara's like 30. And so yeah, she's older than both of me and Legion. So when the whole situation happened, she told me, thank you so much for telling me everything about him. And she's just like, I cannot believe that he's been cheating on me this whole time and this and that. Because we were comparing dates and we began to realize like he was cheating, you know what I mean? And she's just telling me everything, and I end up getting off the phone with her. So after I got off the phone with her, I go to DM Legion on Instagram. And I said, it's crazy because throughout this whole time dating you, I've always known that you were hiding something. You went and told that girl that I was nothing to you. You're really a con artist. Everything that I have experienced with you has been fake because you were always living a lie. You need to find God because the way you lie needs to be studied. I will be making a story time about you because this experience that I have had with you has been very traumatic. And that is when I decided that I was going to make a story time about him, because personally, I felt like he just took it too far. I felt like it was just months of him making me look like I was crazy. I felt like it was just months of him making me look like I didn't know what I was talking about. And I couldn't no more. I just couldn't protect this guy anymore. Like, I never wanted to make a story time about him. But in that moment, I said, oh no, you're getting a story time on you. So at this point in time, y'all, I'm on the shuttle. I end up getting on the phone with my mom, and I end up telling my mom everything. And my mom was like, oh my God. Like, my mom was so shocked because my mom never really felt that he was, my mom knew that he wasn't good, but she didn't think he was bad like this, you know? And my mom always felt that I didn't have proof and she didn't know where I was thinking. Like, it was so many things that I accused Legion of that made sense the day that Barbara called me. And my mom always felt like, where are you getting these, like, think pieces from? Like, where are you getting these thoughts from that you think he's doing A, B, C, D? Like, who is telling you that? And I would always tell her, God is telling me that. And so many people, I'm not going to say so many people laughed at me, but nobody believed me. Nobody believed me when I said, it's so many things that I haven't even told you guys in the story time that God told me about this guy that ended up becoming true later on throughout the series. And nobody believed me. Everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone thought I was capping, and I didn't have no proof, nothing. I was having dreams about this boy. God was speaking to me about this boy. It was just a lot, right? So in that moment, my mom kind of was like, oh shit. My mom told me straight up. She said, God was really talking to you. Like, my mom was like, I thought you were bluffing, but God was really talking to you. It's a lot more stuff than me and that girl discussed on the phone that kind of gave me answers to little things that I thought he did that I didn't know whether he did it or not, but I felt like God told me he did it. But right then and there, when she talked to me, it kind of confirmed that yes, he did do it, right? At this point in time, I'm pissed, y'all. I'm pissed because I feel like I've been living a lie with this guy for months. So she ends up calling me again like about 30 minutes later after I already then went through TSA and everything. We're at our gate getting ready to board. It's like about, I'm gonna say, give or take 30 minutes before we're about to board, right? So she ends up calling me and she tells me that she confronts him. She texts me and she tells me, hey, I confronted him and he denied everything. And this is what she basically called him and told him. So I ended up speaking to Irene, and Irene told me that everything. She sent me all the screenshots that you and her were dating, and you lied to me. So finally, I guess Legion got tired of keeping up the bluff. So you know what Legion said, y'all? Legion tells her, okay, I only fucked her once. Once? Once? Let me tell you something. If a nigga come one time, he gonna wanna come back. I'm just keeping a buck. You feel me? And it ain't no bragging shit. But I'm just being completely honest, like how Future said. If a nigga touch me once, he gonna want to come back. So when you over here telling this little baby that you only fucked me once, is crazy. At the end of the day, you still cheated. So she's cursing at him, and she's like, it doesn't fucking matter if you only fucked her once. You still cheated. You still cheated. You lied. You said that that was your coworker's sister, but you were fucking with her. And she was like, all them times that she was at your apartment, you and her were having sex. You were taking her out on dates. Why Legion acted dumb talking about dates like he's Soulja Boy saying Drake? I'm looking like, yes, nigga, you was taking me out on dates. Like, why are you acting so shocked? So she just started going off on him. She was like, yes, nigga, you was taking her out on dates. Fuck is you talking about? Like, I seen her dressing up one time and then she ended up at your apartment at night. Like, you're a liar, this and that, blase, blase. Like, she's just running a mile a minute at him. Ends up hanging up on him and blocking his number, right? So she called me. She's like, girl, I blocked his number. And then she sent me screenshots of him using a different number to message her. Now, when I talked to this girl told me that she wasted so much money on Legion. This girl told me that she's bought in PS5, his PS5, that PS5 that he's always on, she's bought it him. Legion has a gold chain that costs thousands of dollars. She's bought it him that gold chain. And I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you guys. When she told me she bought that boy that gold chain, I cringed, because whenever me and Legion was in the act, I used to be fucking, I had that gold chain all up in my mouth during missionary. I used to that gold chain. When she told me that she bought that boy that gold chain, I kind of cringed for her, because I'm like, ooh, sis, damn. Goddamn, like, damn. And she told me that she's bought in this boy so many things. Like, she said she spent so much money on this guy. And at this point, all I could think of in my head is Legion is using her. Like, that's the only thing that I could think of in my head, because I have Legion, and mind you, she said that Legion was like requesting these things. Legion had never requested these things from me. Like, he's never requested me to buy these things from her, for him, nothing like that. But he's requesting these things from her, and she's actually doing it. Bitch, when she told me all this shit that she bought for him, in my head, I'm like, oh, baby, I can't compete with you. Cause, bitch, what did they say? I can't change. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo, even if I try. Bitch, I can't give a nigga nothing but a burger. You out here giving a nigga a PS5? Oh, you got it, babe. You got it, girl. You got it. You got it, girl. You got it. Bitch, when she was telling me all the shit she done got this nigga, I'm like, oh, I thought only niggas trick. I didn't know bitches was tricking too. You feel me? So she's just so angry because she just feels like she wasted so much money and time and everything on him. And then she also tells me that he uses like little bad things that happens in her life to try to come back into her life whenever she cuts him off. And I don't know if you guys remember in the series, I always told you that Legion would use holidays to try to, you know, wiggle his way back into my life. And he did the same thing with her. He will wait for somebody in her family to pass away, or he will wait for a holiday to reach back out to her. So this guy was just all around crazy, y'all. So after me and her end up talking on the phone about the situation, I told her straight up, I'm gonna call this guy, because I just felt that Legion had just did way too much for me not to call him. So I end up star 67 in him, because if you guys do not remember, he had me blocked. So I star 67 him, and he answered like on the first ring, and he's like, hello. I don't know if he thought that it was her. I'm pretty sure he thought it was her that called him and not me, because as soon as he answered, I started going off on him, and he just hung up. Like, he hung up the phone. So I call him back again, because I'm like, no. I'm talking to you. You lied about everything. You're going to get talked to. Like, hell no. Like, you're getting talked to. So I called him back again, and I was like, so why'd you hang up the phone? Mind you, when all this was going on, y'all, it was 8 in the morning. It was like 8:30 in the morning. So I said, so why'd you hang up the phone? So Lee just like, cuz it's 8 in the morning. You're not gonna be calling me at 8 in the morning screaming through the phone and shit. It's 8 in the morning. Like, a nigga just woke up. A nigga just woke up. So I said, so Legion, Barbara, your girlfriend Barbara hit me up and told me that she been with you since such and such. Like, so I said, so you been lying the whole time, right? You been lying the whole time, right? Why did Legion deny that girl? He said he don't know who that is. I'm like, Legion, what do you mean you don't know who that is? You know what this nigga said, y'all? This nigga said, maybe if I go to the restroom and clean my eyes out, I might know who that is. You know it's 8 o'clock and I just woke up. Y'all, in that moment, I said, this boy is a narcissist. This boy's a narcissist. So I said, Legion, what are you saying? He ends up saying, you heard me. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. A nigga just woke up over here asking me about a random girl that I don't know. I need to go wash my face, probably brush my teeth, and I'll probably be able to recognize her. But as of now, I don't know who that is.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing.
This boy is denying his own girlfriend. This boy is denying that he knows her. So I texted her and I told her that he's denying you. And she said, oh my God, you should add me. I'm so salty. She said, basically because I won't talk to him, he's trying to deny me now. He's miserable. She said, and I told her that I had I think she knew I had a YouTube. Cause like I told y'all, she been watching my YouTube. I mean, she's been watching my Instagram for months. So I'm pretty sure she knew I had a YouTube because she brought it up. And I told her I was going to make a story time off of him. So she said, you're going to make bank off of him on YouTube. And then she asked me, do I have multiple devices, like 2 phones or a phone and an iPad or something, or a laptop? I guess she wanted to be on the phone and hear him deny me, but I was in the airport. So I just asked her what's her number, and she gave me her number. And then I ended up calling her, and what I did was me and her ended up putting each other on the phone, but I told her to go on mute so she can actually hear this guy denying her. So that's what we ended up doing. And so she's on mute and I'm talking to him and I'm just going off on him. And I'm basically just saying, you over here, you said I was crazy. You said this, you said that about me. But I ended up being wrong. I mean, not wrong. I ended up being right in the very end about everything that I've accused you of. I ended up being right about everything. You had a girlfriend this whole time, a whole girlfriend, and you were talking to me this whole entire time. And not only were you talking to me, you were talking to all those other girls in your phone. Legion is denying everything, y'all. He's saying he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's saying I'm crazy. He's literally asking me, you in the airport? Because before me and Legion stopped being cool, I told him that I was going to New York. So he's like, you in the airport, huh? I can tell you in the airport, because y'all know in the airport you can hear like the terminal, like, you know, people call in, you can hear people getting on the intercom. So he's like, I can tell you in the airport. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you can tell. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you can tell the time. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you can tell when God coming back to save us. Listen to what I'm saying and listen to what I'm saying clearly. Like, you trying to change the subject for what is mad crazy. So he's like, yeah, while I'm talking to him, y'all, this is mid me talking to this guy. He's like, oh, you going to New York, huh? He's trying to change the subject, guys. He's like, you going to New York, huh? He's like, what's your itinerary looking like? What's your itinerary looking like? So I'm like, Legion, are you listening? Like, I'm getting so mad, y'all. Mind you, everybody in the airport is looking at me because I'm getting so mad. I'm trying not to be loud, but I'm so angry because I'm like, you really made me look like I was crazy for months. And all in all, I wasn't crazy. You were doing every single thing that I accused you of. I'm like, Legion, are you listening? Are you trying to deflect? Like I said, there you go again, trying to deflect like how you always do. This boy is over here saying, at the end of the day, you know I'm a good nigga. You know I've always been a good nigga to you. This and that, blase, blase. So in that moment of him giving me the speech of the lifetime about how he's a good nigga, she ends up texting and saying, laugh my ass off, can I say something? Or tell me when you want me to talk. So I told her, you can talk, because I don't really know. I don't really have anything to say to him at this moment. He's just lying. So she says, so you don't know me, Legion? Y'all, tell me why as soon as she opened her mouth, this nigga said, oh, man, and hung up the phone. This nigga ended the call. As soon as he heard her voice, he ended the call. At this point, I'm like, girl, he ended the call. And she's like, oh my God, like, he's such a pussy. Like, she's like, he's a fucking pussy. He doesn't even want to fess up to what he did. This is and that. Like, we're just talking about him. Like, we're just talking about it, right? Told her, I'm like, girl, I'm about to call him back. I'm gonna call you back when I'm done talking to him. She's like, okay, cool. I ended up calling him back. He didn't answer the first time. I called him back the second time. He answered. He's like, look, I don't know what type of funny shit that you and her got going on. He said, but if she on the phone, I'm not talking. This is and that. I'm like, she's not on the phone. He's like, okay, then what? He said, I don't even know who you put on the phone. I said, I put your girlfriend on the phone. He's like, I don't got no girlfriend. I don't got no girlfriend. Acting dumb, y'all. Like, he don't have a girlfriend. Acting like he don't got a girlfriend. I'm saying this girl's name. He's saying, who is that? Who is that? Acting mad dumb. So I told him straight up. I said, I really do not care about the situation anymore. I said, you just gonna have to give me this one answer. And if you give me the answer, I won't tell the story time about you if you tell the truth. I said, can you please let me know that everything that I've been suspecting about you, I was right, and that you do have a girlfriend and you lied about everything that you have told me. I said, if you can admit that you had a girlfriend this whole entire time that you were dating me, and that you lied to me and you made me seem like I was crazy this whole entire time. I told him straight up, I said that you lied about the Corvette, you lied about where your mother lived, you lied about all these different things. And I said, and she even said that you were going to move back to the state. He was like, I don't know what you talking about. You see, that's your problem. You need to stop listening to random people talking. You need to stop listening to random people talking. That's your issue now. So let's pause this part of the story time. Before me and Legion fell out, remember I told you guys, Legion never finished his projects. He always wanted to do something new. He always wanted a new avenue. He always wanted to do a new project. Legion told me that he wanted to start a lotion business. He always told me that he wanted to start a lotion business where he sells lotion. And he asked me if I could promote his lotion business on my channel to you guys so you guys could buy it. And I told Legion this. I said, I do not mind promoting your lotion business on my channel. I said, but I gotta make sure that me and you are cool, like we're locked in. I said, I gotta make sure we're not fighting, we're not beefing like how we always do. I said, because I do not want to bring nobody to my channel that I might not be cool with later on. And he told me that if I help him promote his product, that he will give me a percentage from the promotion or whatnot for every dollar he makes. He also told me this because I told Legion that I wanted to start a business too on my channel, which you guys always ask me about merch. I definitely want to start merch on my channel. I'm not going to tell you guys what yet, but definitely be on the lookout for that in the future. I'm definitely starting merch on this channel. But I told Legion that I do want to start merch on my channel. And I asked him, if I help you promote your lotion business, are you going to fund my merch? I said, if you fund my merch, then I will help you start your lotion business. And he said yes. He said he'll pay for it. He'll pay for me to start up my merchandise business. This girl, I don't know if she was trying, so I ended up telling the girl that while we were on the phone, and the girl starts yelling. And I'm like, why is she yelling? I don't know whether Legion was asking this girl for money to help me start a business, but the way he said it, she said she kind of felt that something wasn't right. Y'all, I think that Legion was asking this girl for money to give so he could give to me to help me start my business. Because I told Legion that I wasn't going to put his promotion on my channel until he helped me start my business, until he funded my business. So for him to ask her for money to help fund his business wouldn't make sense. He will ask her for money to fund my business first, so I can fund my business and then start promoting his own business. So when I told her that, y'all, she started screaming. Like, she was so angry, like, y'all, she was so fucking angry. And then a part of me kind of felt like, did Legion come back into my life so he could use me for my YouTube channel? Like, that's like what I started feeling like. So I confronted him about that on the phone, and I was like, you tried to use me for my YouTube channel. Girl, ain't nobody try to use you for your fucking YouTube channel. I've been fucking knowing you for months. I never asked you nothing about your YouTube channel. I never told you to do nothing. He said, how the hell am I using you for your YouTube channel when I was gonna fucking fund your business? I was gonna fund your business. How the hell am I using you for your YouTube channel if I was gonna fund your business? This is how he's talking to me on the phone, y'all. This is how Legion is speaking to me on the phone. I'm like, you were going to use me. I said, you were going to use me. I said, you were going to use that girl's money to fund my YouTube, my merch. And then you were going to fund your merch and then make me promote it. So you were going to use me. He's like, that's a lie. That's a lie. He said, how the fuck I'm going to use somebody that I'm paying for? He said, that don't even make sense. He said, you see how you just lying? You just fucking lying. Like, y'all, that's how he's talking to me. He's talking to me like that on the phone. He said, you just lying. Like, you just fucking lying. He said, I told you that I was going to help you pay for your business. Then on top of that, I told you that if you promote my business, I was going to give you a cut. So how the hell am I using somebody that I was going to give money to? You just fucking lying. You just lying. Like, he just getting so mad. So I'm like, you were going to use me. And I'm like, it's okay, Legion. It's okay. I said, just go ahead and admit to the fact that you had a girlfriend and that you made me look crazy this whole entire time when I wasn't crazy. I told Legion, I said, if you admit to that, I won't tell a story time on you. Guys, right hand to my Bible, I was not going to tell a story time on Legion if he just admitted to the fact of what he did. I was just going to cut him off and move on with my life. But I just wanted him for once to admit to his wrongs. Like, I just wanted him to admit to his wrongs. Y'all know what Legion starts talking about? Legion starts saying, when you go to New York, there's this museum called such and such that I had went to. Bro, that museum is so good. Like, you need to try it. And then there was this area in the museum. They had like this little illusions thing. Yeah, bro, like, you really need to try that. Like, nobody can go to New York and not try that museum. I don't know how y'all itinerary looking like, but you really need to try that museum in New York. Man, like, I cannot believe that y'all going to New York, man. Y'all about to have mad fun. You remember when you asked me if New York was fun? Because when me and him was cool, I asked him, was New York fun? Because he had been there before. And he was like talking about how fun it was. This boy starts bringing that topic that we talked about when we were cool up again. He's like, New York is so fun, man. Like, Irene, y'all gonna love New York. What are y'all doing? You still haven't told me what your itinerary was. So for the people in the comment section that's saying that this guy's not a narcissist, I don't know what you guys think a definition of a narcissist is, but if you guys still don't think this guy is a narcissist, y'all don't know what a narcissist is. This is a narcissist to the T. I'm telling this guy to just admit to what he did, and I will not tell a story time about him. And this boy is giving me a whole synopsis of museums that I need to try in New York and telling me how much fun New York is going to be. And this guy's not a narcissist. So while he's talking to me, y'all, I'm shocked. I didn't even say anything. I'm just letting him talk. I'm shocked. I cannot believe that this guy is saying all this stuff. I cannot believe that this guy is not admitting to his faults. Like, I'm just shocked. So when he gets done saying everything he's saying, I'm saying, Legion, that's cool and all. We're going to check out the museum. I said, but mind you, we ain't checking shit out, bitch. Bitch, I might even come to your house and hit you upside your head, bitch. We ain't checking shit out. No, I'm just kidding. But we ain't checking shit out. Fuck is you talking about? I don't want to go nowhere you went, liar. So then I said, Legion, that's cool and all, but let's go back to what I originally told you. Are you going to admit to the fact that you lied about everything? He sits quiet on the phone. I said, Legion, if you do not admit to what you did, you are going to on my YouTube channel. Like, I'm gonna tell a story time about you. I don't even know how that works. How does that work? I don't even know how that works. You tell story times. I know you tell story times, but how does that work? Like, what do you do? Like, you gonna tell everything about me? What are you gonna tell? I didn't do nothing. I'm a good guy. He said, Irene, you know I'm a good guy. You got to remember the guy that you dated in the past. You know that I'm a good guy. You know I do good things. So what are you going to say about me? You can't say nothing negative about me because I'm a good guy. Y'all, I put this on everything I love. This is how he's talking to me on the phone. He's talking to me on the phone like a psychopath. Like, I'm really thinking, who did I date? Like, in that moment, I'm scared because I'm really thinking to myself, who did I date for all these months? Like, who did I date? So he just keeps telling me how much of a good guy he is. He keeps telling me not to mess up his image. He's a good guy, and that he doesn't even know how YouTube works. He's just deflecting. He's deflecting. He's deflecting. And so I said, okay, Legion, I'm gonna tell the story since you don't want to admit to your wrongs. I'm gonna tell the story time on you, and I'm gonna tell the story time about how you lied and you manipulated me throughout all these months. I'm telling the story time about you. And he's like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, I don't know what you're really talking about. Like, he said, I don't even know that girl that you keep asking me about. Like, I have no idea who that girl is. Like, I don't know that girl. Like, I have no idea who she is. Meanwhile, while he's telling me that, me screenshots of him texting her from a different number. So he says, what's your apartment number? This is Legion. He wanted to send her a gift. He wanted to send her a gift so she couldn't leave him. Because she texted him, she said, I'm done with you. And he didn't want her to be done with her. So he ended up texted her saying, what's your apartment number? Because he was trying to send a gift to her apartment. So she texted him, leave me alone. And he says, if you're going to cut me off, at least let me say my piece. Then she said, you lied and cheated. I don't trust you. I won't trust a word coming from you. I told you in the beginning that I don't do the lying and I don't do the cheating. I've given you grace for years trying to be understanding and a good girlfriend. Even if I didn't believe none of the shit that I've heard, you admitted to having sex with her, meaning that you admitted to cheating and lying to me for almost a year. You are a liar, a cheater, a trifling, slimy, dirty, disgusting MF. You are a different type of diabolical for playing in my face for almost 3 years. You call me crazy, you call me weird and creepy, and you always made me doubt myself. I deserve so much more. I do not want a relationship, a conversation, or apology, a gift. Nothing. If anything, I wish I wouldn't have wasted so many years on trying to show you that you were loved. Laugh my ass off. But that's my fault, not yours. So please, you got a phone full of bitches, go entertain any one of them and leave me alone. And this is what he said. She said, despite everything I'm going through, it wasn't good enough. I'm fighting for my life every day and you're still dragging me through the mud. He says, I'm sorry, Barbara. I honestly changed. Is the change in the room with us? I'm sorry, Barbara. I honestly changed, but I feel like everything from my past is catching up to me. Bitch, I was just at your house last week. Bitch, what past? This nigga Legion talking like I'm a girl from 2 years ago. I was just in your bed last week. Like, what are you saying? So he says, I honestly changed, but I feel like everything from the past is catching up with me. I'm accountable for my actions. I was just going through so much mentally, and because I never talked to anyone, I just made horrible decisions. I blocked that girl. She begs me to unblock her and I won't. She sent me money so I can unblock her. I really just want to fix things. I know gaining your trust again is next to impossible, but I'm willing to try. Being in Texas has honestly been so draining for me. Things were never like this until I came to this shithole. But I made poor decisions. I regret even taking this job. I should have stayed my ass put where I was. Then she said, she's not even the only one, Legion. I gave you grace and patience for years for everything you were going through. You took advantage of me. You're a liar and a cheater. It was girls blowing up your phone here too. I don't want this relationship anymore. I don't want to be with someone who every time the phone rings is a girl. I don't want to be with someone who lies all the time and is super sneaky. So that's what she ended up telling him. She sends me a screenshot of him calling her on no caller ID. Look how many times he called her on no caller ID, y'all. This is how many times he called her because she blocked his number. So I sent the screenshot to him. I'm messy. I sent the screenshot to him and I said, but when I called you, because you guys remember I called him and he didn't answer my phone and then he ended up blocking me around the time that I hit him. So I sent him the screenshot and I said, but when I called you, you didn't answer. You see how the tables turned? I'm so messy. I'm messy. So he's not really saying much about that. Like, he's just opening the thing, not replying or whatnot. He's not really saying much about me saying that. Mind you, this is after I got off the phone with him, because I just told him straight up, I'm telling a story time about you. You don't want to admit to what you did, so I'm going to tell a story time about you. And he was just very quiet. Like, he didn't really say much, and I just hung up. After I hung up, he went to blowing up her phone and calling her and shit. And she's not really answering the phone. Eventually, she ends up answering the phone, and she tells him that she heard everything that he was saying. She heard how he was denying him. He's just sitting there silently on the phone, acting like he doesn't know what's going on. She ends up telling me that she wants me to be on the phone so she can hear what he has to say. So she ends up calling me at this time now. She ends up putting me on mute. So I'm not talking. I'm just listening to what he's saying to her or whatnot. They're talking, and she's just accusing him of other girls. Like, she's telling him it's not just her. This girl sent, because I forgot to tell you guys this in the last story time, but I don't know if you guys remember in the last story time, I told you guys that he had a whole bunch of girls in his phone. I ended up taking a picture of it while I was on my other phone, on my phone. And I ended up sending that picture to her. So she was just basically telling him, it's not just her. Like, you're talking to so many different women. It's not just her. Like, you keep bringing up, because he kept saying, like, she's crazy, saying I'm crazy. He's like, she crazy, she hit me, and that's why I cut her ass off, because she hit me. Like, he's just talking, like, about how I hit him. She's like, it's not just her. You talk to a whole bunch of different other girls. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, Legion, she showed me screenshots of your phone. Like, you talk to a whole bunch of other girls too. Like, it's not just Irene. And he's just like, oh. Like, you could tell he's getting very irate and getting very mad. So she texts me and she's like, you can get off the speaker. Like, I want you to speak now. So I was like, so Legion, it's not other girls in your phone? This nigga gets so mad. Y'all, he hang up the phone again, y'all. He hang up the phone. The phone go, darn. So at this point, she's like, girl, he hung up again. And I'm like, girl, mind you, at this point in time, I'm getting ready to board the plane. Like, I'm getting ready to board the plane. I'm over the situation. Like, I'm over it at this point. So I told the girl, I'm like, well, it don't really matter because I'm about to board the plane. So it don't even matter that he hung up. Just know that I will be telling a story time about him because this is too much. The fact that he tried to sit here and say that I beg him to unblock him, as if like I beg him to unblock him because he doesn't want to be with me no more and I want to be with him. No, Legion. You blocked me because I hit you, not because you just randomly decided that you never wanted to be with me again and I couldn't let you go. Like, the fact that that was the story that he was trying to sell to that girl was mad crazy. Like, I could not believe that he was in the messages selling that type of storyline to that girl. It was just mind-boggling. And the crazy thing about the whole situation is he denied that girl. Like, every time I was on the phone with him, he never admitted to knowing that girl. He kept telling me he did not know who that girl was. He told me he has no idea who that girl is. I sent him her @name. He kept saying he doesn't know who that is. He kept making jokes saying he hasn't washed his face yet. So maybe when he washed his face, he might know who it is. But when she was confronting him about me, he admitted to it. He just said that I was crazy and I hit him. So he ended up blocking me. And in my honest opinion, this is how I feel. I feel that Legion was using that girl for money. I personally feel like Legion was keeping her around for money. And I feel like the reason why he didn't want to let her go was because he knew that if he let her go, he was going to let his supply go. Because the way she was talking to me on the phone, she made it seem like she pays for a lot of his stuff. Like, she made it seem like she pays for a lot of his expenses, a lot of his stuff. She's told me that she spent her last on that boy. She said she spent thousands of dollars on that boy. And so in my honest opinion, I just started looking at it like this boy is using this girl for money. And I told you guys, this girl was not that attractive. I'm just being completely honest. Now, she's not ugly, but she wasn't that attractive and she was really, really big, you know? So I knew off rip, and she's older than him. So I knew off rip this guy was using this girl for money, and I felt so bad because I'm like, wow, like this guy is really playing women for money, you know what I mean? And that like she was his main supply. Because if you guys know, narcissists always have a main supply, and their main supply is always somebody that they can take the most advantage of. Main supply is always somebody that they can use, that has a lot of empathy for them. And she says she has so much empathy for him. Even if you guys see in the text message, you guys see her saying that she was trying to love him when he never felt loved and stuff like that. That's what the main supply does. The main supply is supposed to cater to the narcissist's needs and is supposed to always feel bad for him. And I do feel that she was his main supply because she was funding, I'm not going to say his lifestyle, but she was funding a lot of things that he wanted. And in my honest opinion, when this girl was sitting here telling me that she paid for all of Legion's stuff, I was just thinking, why? Because Legion had a good job. like Legion's job paid well. So to me, it just gave that Legion was just using her, like just using her just to use her, you know? So I get on the plane and I end up telling her, like, you know, I'm sorry, like, you know, I had no idea about you. And she's like, yeah, you know, I've been knowing about you. And so I asked her, I said, so how did this happen? Like, what happened? So y'all, so she says around the time that Legion and me fell out, do you guys remember that video that I showed you guys in the last story time where I said that I was at Legion's house and I was listening to African music in his kitchen? I'm guessing Barbara saw the background of his kitchen and ended up confronting him about me again. And she ended up telling him that, like, is she at your apartment? Guess what Legion tells Barbara? She said that this nigga said, why you always assuming that she at my apartment? She could be at another apartment. Yeah, you do know that some apartments look alike. This guy said that apartments look alike and that I'm not at his apartment. And so she wasn't buying it, y'all, that time. She wasn't buying it. So she told him, I'm about to go text her. You know what Legion told her? He told her to go do it. He said, go do it. He said, I'm tired of you accusing me of being with this girl. Go text her. Now, I don't think Legion really thought that Barbara was really going to hit that hoe. Because Barbara been threatening to text me since last year, she says. So I'm thinking that Legion probably thought that this is just another one of her antics of her complaining about she's going to go text me, but she never does. But nah, this time, baby actually went and hit me up. She wasn't playing. She was tired of confronting him about me and him denying. She just went and hit me up. So at this point in time, we were on the phone and I told her, I'm like, yeah, girl, like, you know, I'm happy that you hit me up because I've been feeling like he's been doing weird stuff for months, but I had no idea that he was this weird. Like, I didn't know. I knew Legion was a liar, but I didn't know that he was a liar to this extent, to the point where he would lie about him being in trouble with the law. I'm over here praying for this dumb bitch, and the stuff that I'm even praying for is not even nothing to pray for because nothing happened to him. I'm telling him to pray. He's sitting silently on the phone. That's why he's sitting silently on the phone, because he know he can't pray to God about a lie. And everything just was making sense. Like, everything was making sense to me. And I was just like, wow, like, who was I sleeping with? Like, who was I laying down in the bed with? Like, I just felt disgusted, and I knew that I would never, ever, ever go back. Like, in that moment, I just knew that I would never go back to him again. I knew I would never go back to him again. I ended up getting off the phone, and before we get off the phone, I want you guys to remember this for the next story time. Before we get off the phone, she tells me, thank you so much for not being weird. Usually when you come to a girl as a woman, a lot of the times they're weird. And I'm like, no problem, sis. Like, you know, I don't like to be weird because I know that most of the time it's this guy's fault. It's never our fault. You know what I mean? So, you know, thank you so much for hitting me up. Like, thank you so much. And we end up getting off the phone, and I end up going to New York. And that's where we're going to stop this story time. I know you guys are thinking, what else is there? I know that's what y'all thinking. I know y'all like, girl, what else is there? He got caught, and like, what else is there? We ain't done. In the words of Young Nation, we not done. Hey, we ain't done. I got like at least 1 or 2 more story times out of this situation. And somebody in the comment section was telling me that I'm milking it. Babe, I dealt with this nigga for 11 months. Do you really think that I'm going to be able to bunch up 11 months worth of story times into one. I'm not milking it. I can't sit in front of a camera and talk to you guys for hours. You guys already know. I already told y'all my AC don't work upstairs anymore. This that you guys see me resting on, I have a portable AC, y'all. We have a portable AC until my dad ends up fixing the AC up here this coming month. So we've been using the portable AC. But because I'm telling you guys a story time, I know you guys are not going to want to hear the AC because this AC gets loud. This portable AC gets very loud. I know you guys are not going to want to hear the AC in the background while I tell the story time. So I am talking to you guys with no AC. And if you guys don't know this by now, I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas. It get hot out here, baby. I have a vanity mirror that shows the degrees of how many degrees it is in my room. It's showing 78 right now. And can you imagine I'm in front of a ring light with all these other lights? It's showing 78 degrees in my room right now because my portable AC is off. Usually when my portable AC is on, it'll show 69. But because my portable AC is off, it's showing 78. I can't sit in front of a camera and talk to you guys for hours. Y'all gotta be considerate of me. Like, y'all have to really be considerate of me. I'm not trying to milk no situation. I'm trying to give you guys the story how it happened. But I cannot sit here and tell the whole entire story in one sitting. Y'all know I can't do that. Like, come on. Y'all gotta be considerate of me, y'all. I'm only one person. So I hope you guys like this story time. Like I said before, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this story. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know how y'all feel about the barber girl. Y'all just let me know. Let me know how y'all feel about everything down below. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.